I have a problem. I actually have a couple problems. One of them is this wood rot. All of this is just really punky and it's just falling apart. I also have a bulkhead that is destroyed from years and years of being outside, and underneath that I have a staircase that is completely falling apart. And the root cause of it is this roof right here. The water splashes down and hits right here, splashes back up against the siding, and who knows what other damage is doing behind the siding or underneath, and it's just a mess. So before I go and fix any of that, I'm gonna put some gutters up here, and we're gonna do it right now. So here's my plan. Over here, I have gutters that go the length of the house. So what I want to do is do a gutter from here to here and to here. So that'll pick up that and bring it over into that gutter, and it'll go down the downspout down here. That's the big plan. But the thing is, setting up ladders and stuff here is going to be kind of a pain. But I have an idea. That'll work. Please excuse the busy road while I work out here. Before I do anything, I'm gonna make sure that this is gonna work. So in order to do that, I have a piece of gutter and a level. And what I have to do is this has to be pitched. So it has to be pitched down this way and then pitched down this way. So if this is higher than that, I'm gonna have a problem with the water draining through the gutter. So I wanna take my piece of gutter and my level and make sure that I can pitch this one and I can pitch this one. And as long as I can do that, I'll get to work. I had a thought that if I can't do that, I could put a rain diverter on top of the roof and have the water go down here, but that would probably be a pretty slippery situation in the winter, so I'd really like to avoid that. So let's see if this is gonna work. So that is gonna work out perfect. It's gonna work out where I drop it down about an inch, maybe an inch and a half here, and that will be pitched and the other one will be pitched. So that's awesome. Something worth noting, this is the hanger for the gutter. So this part goes in here, and then the back side goes like that, and then they slide right in. Now, what you might notice is this is going to cause me an issue, the way this hangs, and I'll show you why. Typically, the gutters hang on a fascia board that goes straight down from the roof. You can see how it's attached here, all the way down. On this side, the fascia has crown molding on it. So I can't just take my gutter and attach it like that. That's about where I want to be. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is get creative and make some kind of blocking to bump this out so that I can attach those clips to it. With some gutters, you can get clips that go underneath the roofing like this, and then they hang it from the top. I know they do that with aluminum gutters. I didn't see anything like that for vinyl, but then there wouldn't be a challenge and this wouldn't be fun. So I'm gonna do some blocks and see how it works out. All right, I'm gonna take this contour gauge and find the contour of this crown. So make sure all these are tucked in there. That looks pretty good. let's go cut that. I'm gonna use some leftover 2x8 pressure treated pieces for these blocks. So I'm gonna take this and mark that contour on here and go from there. And here's the piece after it's cut. There you go, just like that, even with the bottom here. And I might actually take a little off of here because the gutter should be behind the drip edge a little bit, because if water drips down, you don't want it dripping back behind the gutter. So I'm just gonna trim this a little bit, but that looks pretty good. Okay, I cut it down to where I think it should be. Attach one of the screws just to get an idea. And there it goes, something like that. You can see the gutter is behind the drip edge. And yeah, I think that's gonna work out pretty good. And it's looking like it is gonna storm, so I think we'll probably wrap this up. But I can go cut those pieces and pick it up tomorrow. So you can see it firsthand. See all the water collecting there? Bouncing up off of here. That's what we're fixing. This is how I'm going to attach these blocks. This is the outside. These screws will go in just like this, right here. And keep in mind, I'm not using these to hang the actual gutter. I'm using these as blocks to make the gutter straight and have something to screw up against. So if I was to just use these blocks to hang the gutter, they could split, and over time, it probably wouldn't be very secure. I wouldn't worry about just rainwater, but we have winters here where these gutters will fill up with ice and it gets really heavy, and I wouldn't trust just these blocks. So I'm gonna actually use the same size screws to attach the gutter, and they're gonna go in kind of like this and go through the crown molding and the soffit there, and that'll be a nice secure hold. But now I'm gonna pre-drill all these blocks and countersink so I can get these screws in so the screw head sits down into it a little bit so that the gutter will sit flush. So that's barely, the threads are barely just gonna dig into the wood. That'll be perfect. That'll help. Okay, I put one right in the center. Now that I know that's gonna work, I put my gutter up there to check. Now I can attach the rest of them. I'm gonna put them every 12 inches. Pre-drill this. I think that's gonna work out perfect. That is gonna work out perfectly. Awesome. Now I'm gonna caulk these in and paint them. And while I'm here, I'm gonna do a little damage control here. I don't think I have to replace any siding. I'll just caulk it and paint it, and it'll last for a couple more years. All right, everything is dry. Time to hang some gutters. I'm gonna take this inside corner to get my measurements. I'm gonna put it right here because one gutter is gonna go in here, the other is gonna go there, so you can connect to that. So I held it up here, and right where the gutter goes into that seam, I made a mark so I can measure that mark down to here, and I'm gonna leave it hanging over a little bit at the edge just so it catches all that rainwater. I'm gonna mark this at 90.5, and this is vinyl gutter. You can cut it a bunch of different ways, but I'm gonna use this reciprocating saw with a metal blade and just go nice and easy. And the cuts don't have to be absolutely perfect. Try your best, but you have caps and those corners, so that covers up any of the unevenness on here. So I'm gonna put this end cap on the right side. It does have its own sealant right here. It's like foam, but just in case, I'm gonna add my own. This is specifically made for gutters, vinyl gutters, aluminum gutters. I'm just gonna load up wherever this is gonna touch carefully. Create a nice tight seal. And you can even use this afterwards if something's leaking for whatever reason. It works actually if things are wet. Of course, it works best when things are dry, but you can use it afterwards if you find some leaks. Okay. And this thing just pops right on. I'm gonna try not to get the sealant on the outside of the gutter. There we go. It just pops into place like that. Now, I have a glove. I'm just gonna clean this up on the inside. Make a nice seal against the gutter. I have a glove on because you really don't want to get this on your skin. You're not supposed to, first of all, but second of all, it really is hard to come off. Now, before you close up the other end of this, you want to put your hangers in. These go just like this. There's little hooks that attach to the gutter. This one goes in like that, and then this one like that. And now just put as many in as you need. Now I'm going to put the inside corner on, and there is a difference. They sell inside corners, which is like this, and outside corners, which is like this. You see this one is straight. It doesn't have the profile like this one. So this is going to go just like that. What I'm going to do with this is take the sealant and run a nice bead all along the edge where this is going to sit. Just like that. And then this is going to go like this. And hold it up to the line. There's a line right there. Make sure that locks in. And then you push this, snap that into place. And that's it. Try not to get this on the outside like I did. So now I'm gonna have to clean that up. First I'll smooth this out with my finger. And they do sell pieces that you can use to connect these corners. It's a piece of trim that goes on the outside and one that goes on the inside. And I have used them in the past, but what I found is that for this, they tend to leak. They move around in the winter and they just don't create a very good seal. So what I've found is that you can attach the gutter directly to the corner, put a bead of sealant in it, and on the back side of that afterwards you can put a screw in through the corner and the gutter, and you should be all set. And if you need to, you can clean this up with some lacquer thinner. Okay, I got one screw in. I had to pre-drill and kind of go at an angle so it would be more straight, because these screws, they want you to go kind of downward. But since I'm putting longer ones in and I want to hit some material, I pre-drilled and made it kind of straight. And down here, because I want to go up so high, I basically want to be like that, right to the bottom of that drip edge. I'm just going to put screws straight through on the last two, and then the rest of them are going to have these hangers. Now with this pushed up tight on the end there, about there, shows that I am pitched down this way. So I just got to keep that same pitch, maybe a quarter bubble. And this is kind of deceiving because this is actually way out of whack, but I actually have plenty of pitch from here to there, just like it is. So that's good. So I'm going to secure this permanently and we'll move along to the other piece. Up top, you can tell it's pitched all the way down here. All right, now I got to connect these two. Let's see if I can get this cap off. Easy peasy. Maybe I'll clean this while I'm here. And I'm down at the other end, the downspout, and it is chock full of junk. Okay, this outside corner, remember it's got the profile, is going to connect these two pieces. So I held it up here to where that is tight against here. The other side, I marked it right where I need to cut it. I'm going to try and cut this the same way without messing anything up. I don't want to cut into the roof, obviously. Let's see. That was fun. Now I can attach this piece, gunk this up, try and not get any on the outside edge this time. Smooth that out. Now I can get this measurement. Say 69 3/4. way easier to cut when it's not on the house. Okay, last piece. I have my hangers in here already. I have it cut, and I'm not gonna do the seam sealer on these. I'm gonna do it after. With this one, I'm just gonna pop it into place and then use the seam sealer once it's up there, and then I can attach it to the house. Okay, these are connected, and I ended up cutting these little blocks and pre-drilling them because there's a gap right here. So I'll just put them behind here and attach this gutter. One thing left to do. Gotta test it. Awesome. That is flowing nice. I think we're good. The very last thing is to check all of the seams, make sure there's no leaks. On mine, there are no leaks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe it helped you out on a project that you're doing. Maybe it gave you some ideas. Let me know in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, you can click hereish and check those videos out. And if you haven't yet, definitely consider subscribing if you enjoyed this content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Problem solved.